Now we are ready to configure all the switch ports into their corresponding VLAN identifiers. But first, we need to know which ports do the workstations, servers, and switches are connected in the switch. And the best way to find out is to open the Links Attributes window and use it as our cheat sheet. Before we proceed, we need to assign the VLAN ID for each department. So we're going to assign the VLAN ID 10 and the VLAN 10 name for billing workstations and servers. Then VLAN ID 20 and VLAN 20 name for sales workstations and server. VLAN ID 30 and VLAN 30 name workstations and servers. Let us now proceed on configuring our first floor switch ports into VLAN. But before we do that, we have to open our cheat sheet. So right click on one of the links, then let us put our links attribute on the side and right click on the first floor switch and click edit attributes. Then double click the value of switch port configuration and the switch port configuration table will pop up. So drag back the links attribute window and let us check which ports do our billing workstations are connected at. So it shows that P0, P1, P10, P11, and P12 are the ports in first floor switch where the billing workstations are connected at. So let's go ahead and change the VLAN parameters on those ports. So under VLAN parameters for port name P0, click default, then click edit. For the port type, leave the value as it is because we want it as access. By the way, there are two types of switch port, the access port and the trunk port. The access port is the default port configurations in Ethernet switch and is used to connect workstations and servers. Access port can only support one VLAN identifier. So for the port VLAN identifier, change the value from 1 to 10 since we are setting the VLAN parameters for the billing workstations. And for the supported VLAN attribute, change the default value to edit and set the identifier to 10. You have probably noticed that the VLAN identifiers that we created were on the list. And as we select the identifier, the VLAN name changes automatically. So go ahead and click OK to save and close the window. Then click OK again to close the VLAN parameters table. Now let us move on configuring the VLAN parameters for P1. So let us do the same steps. Change the VLAN identifier to 10 and set the supported VLANs to 10. Then click OK again. So we need to look for the name P10 and set the VLAN parameters to 10. So set the identifier to 10, then click OK. Then click OK again. Then 11 and 12. So we have to do the same steps for port 11 and 12 for the billing workstations. 11, click edit, change the identifier to 10 and the supported VLANs to identifier 10. Then click OK, then click OK again. And then P12. So under VLAN parameters, click edit. Change the VLAN identifier to 10 and the default to 10. Then click OK. Alright, so we have now completed on configuring the VLAN parameters for our billing workstations.